Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most common real-time scenario you will come across in your Snowflake project. And yes, this is very popular interview questions also. So whether you are working as an ETL developer and using tool like Matillion, ADF, or Airflow, or directly just inside the Snowflake, you will be often asked to load files dynamically from the folder structure by date. So your client may be putting the folders in AWS S3 and those folders will be organized year, month, day, and then inside the day you will be getting one files. So that file you need to insert into the Snowflake. In fact, the last week one of my student faced this exact question in interview. So for this solution, I'm going to use a stored procedure in Snowflake and to build the file path on the fly based on the current date, and then we are going to automate the loading process. So in this, let's understand the problem statement. You might have worked on already into the copy into command. So we usually write copy into table from stage. But here, the stage path needs to be dynamic. So we have to extract the year, month, day, and then we will be putting that file into the table. Now to make it dynamic, I'm going to use stored procedure, and I'm sure most of you are already familiar with stored procedure in Snowflake, or if you're coming from on premises, then you must have created in Oracle or SQL Server. But just in case you're new, so very high level stored procedure like allow you to write a procedural logic using SQL, and in Snowflake you can use JavaScript also, and they allow you to define variable using loops and like allow you to write dynamic SQL, and you can perform some error handling. So let's just jump to my Snowflake and try to do it. Okay. So I'm coming to my home page and going to this procedure. Now, before that, I'm just going to show you my AWS S3 account. In this AWS, you will be seeing, okay, I just have to sign in 1 second. Okay, let me pause it. Let me take you the AWS S3 bucket now. If you want to check it, I have created one bucket Snow AWS project, and inside that I have folders like year-wise folder 2024 and 2025. Now in 2025, I will be having a month-wise folder. For this exercise, I just took 1 month because it's currently 6 months, but you might be having a 1 to 12. Then I do have a date wise folder. So just for your reference, we have taken 1, 18, 19, 20 over here. And we need to pick the data from this 20th, which is customer.csv. For like just for testing, like because when we'll be like listing down this stays, then I have also put one file into my Snowflake 2024 Snow AWS project 2024-06-20. Let's go to the Snowflake now, and we are going to do everything from the scratch. So for that, the very first thing is you have the file, and this file is nothing but a customer. So the client is going to tell you that, hey, you have to create like maybe different stages. And from that one stage, like every one stage will be associated with like one customer entity or product or something like that. So here I'm going to create one table customer, and this for I'm just like taking the schema of this customer because I'm using the sample data which is already into the Snowflake. So now my table is empty because I'm just using a schema. Then obviously you might have already gone through with my part 14th or 15th. There I have showed you that how you're going to connect your Snowflake with the AWS. You should create your storage integration, and in that after that storage integration you should have your file format and the stages also. So I'm ready already with my storage integration. If you're not confident, then please go to part 14th or part 15th of my Snowflake Zero to Hero series. Then the stage also I do have. In this stage I'm referring to this file format CSV type. Whether we do have it or not, you can simply check it. Yes, this is my file format. Now, in case if you get any error or the format option you wanted to update, then you can write alter file format. Now, the point is I need a file format. Okay, I need a data which is going to be like in this way. I have created a stage. Now focus on that. I have created one stage, and that stage is just having the folder, like outside folder. No year wise folder, no month wise folder, no day wise folder. Although, because even if we are in a 2025, you could have given this also, which gonna make your work bit smaller, but we need to make this generic procedures, and so that it is automatically going to fetch the date also. We don't need to make the changes after every year. So if I'm going to list this stage, because my stage is already created, and if I'm going to write this list stage, I do have three files. One into the 2024, another in 2025, and another like 2025 19 folder, and this is 20th folder. But for me, only this needs to be picked up. So I want this entire path to be created dynamically, because tomorrow it will be 21, 22, 23, and all. So those needs to be updated automatically. So before writing a stored procedure, can we just dynamically create this path? If you're gonna like pause this video, take a moment that how can we derive it? So first, from the current date, let's just try to extract the year part, the month part, and the day part. Then combine this with the stage URL to get the files from there. Okay, I'm sure you might have understood that what I'm trying to say is, from the current date, we will be taking out these year part, month part, day part, and then we are going to combine with the URL to make a dynamic path. And we will be storing into a variable. We will be passing through a variable because this needs to be dynamic. So let's see how we're going to create a procedure in that. Okay, so basically just to show you that how we can create a year, you can like use this select current date from the year part. In fact, you can use a year functions also, like year, month, and all that also you can do, but I just wanted to go with this way. You also can write your any approach and all. Okay, similarly you will be creating your month. Like if I'm going to write month, let's see what I'm gonna get it. It's a June, and if it is going to be then what we're gonna get, it's a 06. So the same thing we will be getting for the day also. So that is fine, that I know how to create the year, how to extract year, month, and day from the date part. Now, as I mentioned that I will be writing a procedure. Those who are writing it for the very first time, the Snowflake, then for these first four lines, or like these fifth line is very similar, like you might be using every time in it. So what I'm going to do is I am writing a procedure. This is a general syntax and the name of that procedure. Then what as an output I want, I input string. So I mentioned this thing. And then in which language I'm writing? Into the SQL. You can use JavaScript also. Then we have this begin, or I mean as begin. So this is syntax. Now, my first step is to get year, month, and date from current date. As I mentioned that we will be extracting it. So what I have done is I have shown, like I have taken these three variable, where year, where month, where day, and they from there I'm extracting these three. Okay, I'm extracting these three variables. Now, once these values being calculated, I need to build a S3 folder path. My step 2 is, as I mentioned, that we will be building a full S3 folder path. And this is gonna give you, like first you will be getting 2025, then you will be getting 06 and 19, or sorry, 20. But we need to make a folder path. So the folder path should look like this. And then only whatever the file would be there, we need to insert that. And in fact, this also would be like stage name and then slash. This is my entire folder, entire path. So how we're going to create it? Again, you can see that I'm just doing a concatenation of that. I'm taking the variable year and this slash before month, like before year, before month, before day, and after day, so that there will be any files in that. So this part, I'm sure you must be clear, like you must got the clarity that it's nothing, just like we are declaring the variables and all. And this is what, like we are assigning the values of it, or this left value, like left part is assigned with the value of this right part. Now, Once we do have all these paths, then I just need to write copy into command. So when I do have this entire folder path, which is like 1920, and then I can simply pick this one from this copy into table I can dump in. For that, I will be building a complete dynamic SQL statement. Now, this customer is a static table, but if you have to write a more generic procedures, then this customer also you can derive from any other, maybe like you can derive from an audit table, you can create some other like logic to get these tables and all, that totally depend on that. Okay. So here I'm writing a where SQL. You can write a where copy statement also. I mean, I can write probably let's say the where copy statement. This is all you need to know, that okay, what variable you are going to write. So this copy statement is nothing a copy into customer, because this is going to be static. But from where? The stage we have already created from this previous discussed dynamic stage here, but the path we have created is where full S3 path. So after that we need a full S3 path. So here it will be like copying to customer from this cust dynamic stage. So from cust dynamic stage, it is going to pick this one, this part, and then rest part will be picked up from this value. So we are writing at the rate cust dynamic stage, and then this path, I mean this well where full S3 path will be coming over here, and this will make my statement in the go that copy into customer from cust dynamic store stage slash 2025 06 020 and that file. Once this is done, once my this where copy statement is done, then immediately I will be executing this one. So here, next step is execute this copy statement, right? You have two options. Two options means that one, either you can just print or return that statement and then manually execute it, but this is again not going to fulfill what we wanted. Okay. So then why shouldn't we just execute directly over there? So let me just check it before running it, before calling this procedure. I don't have any table here, okay? And I am gonna create this stored procedure. So my dynamic load got created, and here I am going to do the call dynamic load. So first thing, why this return statement is for your audit purpose. This is gonna give you a full copy into statement that what it has executed in the background. Now, you may say that, okay, no, I do not want to get executed this this first. First, I need to know that, okay, what is the statement it is being calculated? Because you may get an error. So let's do and run the call statement. Now, this is the part will get executed. It did not load anything. Why? Because we did not run an execute statement. It only and only returning the statement which will get executed. Okay, so for this you can simply choose it that execute copy command, and it is like execute immediate. What statement we are gonna run it, because this is the same variable we have created, and whatever the path it will be, whatever the command will be coming under this variable, that needs to be executed. Okay, so once it is done, then I'm going to again going to recreate it, because we have added this execute statement. Now I'm gonna run this call dynamic load, and you see this gonna take some time. Why? Because it is inserting the data. Earlier, when we just return this execute the statement, then it took less time. But now, if this is all successful, then I should have some data into my customer. And we can see this is having 150k record. Now let me run this call dynamic load one more time, and let's see what happens. So it can load it and then select start from customer. How many record I should have? I have only 150k record. Why? Because I'm doing a copy into statement. The file has already been processed. So either I write a force equal to true, or I truncate this table, then only it will get loaded. So I'm sure you might have you got a fair idea that how you can perform a dynamic load insertion. There can be few other questions based on the similar scenario, that rather than giving a day wise folder or year wise folder, they are going to give you a file like customer underscore 2025 0620.csv. You may have this scenario also, that every day you are getting a folder like in a same folder 2025 06 21, and you need to pick only the latest file. For this scenario, what you have to do now, do not focus on creating a path, because path you can mention that this is my particular folder and bucket. Rather than, you will be focusing on a pattern, because this pattern you will be giving in your copy into statement. So try to implement this exercise, that how you're going to write it, copy into state or copy into table from stage, and but here you will be giving a pattern, and that pattern I'm just like writing high level. Okay, I may be wrong with the syntax and all, but that should be something like 2025 0621.csv. And how we going to calculate this? The same way, you will be extracting year, month, and day part, but then you need to combine it. You need to concat that, and that concatenation you will be passing into your stage pattern. So try to solve this scenario and paste your solution into the chat, into the comment box. And if you fail to answer it, if you fail to get it, then do let me know. So I'll pass on the solution to you. For your simplification, I will be passing this entire stored procedure in my comment box, and so that you guys can create it. But make sure you should have your storage indication and your AWS S3 ready. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.